We about to watch what episode is this one? Hold on. Let me go check out Jeremy Heck shit, bro.
I'm still in awe, you know, and
Okay, it's the third. Here go the third episode of the Jeremy Hetch, the big three shit he got going on.
I did the show in Toronto.
So shout out Jeremy Hex, man. This is Drake and Kendrick finally meeting, and J. Cole finally gets his hit, passing off the crown in 2011. This is the third installment of his big three installment shit, whatever he got going on. But I think it's been dope. It's really been a dope. The last two videos been dope, so hopefully this one be good too.
Drake just called my phone out the blue when I was out there, man, and just met up with me. He said he's a fan of the music for a while. And it's the opportunity to sit down and actually chop it up and, you know, see if the chemistry is there, and it was definitely there, man. And just been chopping it up since. That's always been a homie, man. I've always been a fan of his music. It's a blessing, you know, to get respect from the people that you like to listen to. Definitely. That's what it's about again, man. That makes you feel good as an artist to know that your fellow artist or competition respects what you do, you know.
I guess in 5 years, hopefully I have a couple more projects out that surpass Take Care, but I would like for them to say, I remember that moment when I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and Drake delivered an album that served a purpose in my life. That's all I really ask.
You know, my basketball persona parallels my rap persona, and my rap persona for the past 2 years has just been trying to get off the bench. Like, it's almost like Kobe in the NBA when he first came in. It's like, you know, this kid is talented, but like, man, let me in the game. That's kind of what it's about. Just frustration and not having it out, of knowing what that's been the low, of knowing what I have and what I'm sitting on. And some of these songs are leaked, so people are getting the idea like what it is that I've been sitting on. Imagine sitting on that type of material.
Now, mind y'all, chat, I just want y'all niggas to dig into the psyche of these artists in 2011. These niggas not, like Drake, probably the most established out of the bunch, right? At this point, like, these niggas was not established at all. Let me see. Actually, I could just check the ring camera. I'm tripping. Let me cut the light on in that motherfucker. It look creepy as a bitch in there. He good. Yeah, that nigga Cole was trash in Africa, though. I ain't gonna lie. But remember, though, chat, I'm really saying that this is the beginning of their career. I just want y'all to really just pay attention to the way the foresight they had, and how intentional they was about the future of their career. Shout out Hard Knock TV. I really want y'all to pay attention to that part of it, because y'all niggas got to be more intentional with the moves y'all making, bro. Y'all niggas can't be, y'all just can't be going to the gym to just go without no intentions of doing, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I think y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Just not being able to put it out, it's just a frustrating feeling.
I heard that Snoop passed the torch to you. Saying,
I had that footage on my phone,
I
bro.
had a show at the Music Box in L.A. I didn't even know these cats was there. It was the end of the show, and I performed like my second to last song, and I look back and Snoop walk on stage.
So, of course, I got something to prove. I got a lot of things to prove.
I'm not the guy that'll ever be able to make like surface music with no substance. I think all my projects, hopefully I'm working through some form of emotion, because I think that's what music is about. It's about connecting and people being able to relate, consistency. And I've seen artists fall because their verses, the quality of their music starts to fall, you know, and I think that our sounds aren't that refreshing 15 years from now, and we know when to either evolve, change, or just stop.
Like, if you were a real fan, you would know I'm not gonna have an album full of pop records or radio records. I wouldn't even do that. I would cry before I put out an album like that. I would quit before I did that.
I mean, you're at a certain point of notoriety. Did you ever envision yourself at this point?
Yeah, I did. Years ago.
Is that MACKwop hoodie? Shout out my nigga MACKwop.
That's the crazy part. But I wasn't at all. I mean, as far as me, my music, and me as an artist, and me as a person, you know what I mean? I developed as a whole. But I always knew sometime there'd come a point where I get the recognition I deserve for my music.
I know what it's like to drive, not these streets, but like I know what it's like to drive around at night in Toronto and like think about life. So I just make music for like those kids that are like doing that right now, like just driving around, like reflecting on life, that want to like help the people around them, and, you know, just like just that kind of thing.
I basically wanted to go in and make a project, you know, about my generation. I feel like rappers.
You see the intentional shit right here?
Whole another space now. They can't not really relate to the average kid out there that's going through life. Don't really know.
Rappers like who?
Know what they do with that. I mean, we got Jay-Z, we got Ye. I mean, that was our favorite rapper. Still my favorite rappers to this day. I feel like it's hard for them to really touch a kid coming out to school, an 18-year-old kid, and he don't know what to do with his life, so he go out and parties and drink, smoke. But I can relate to that because I was in school a few years ago. I basically want to make an album about that, you know, my generation and the stigma we got behind it.
In 5 years, I'd like people to view Take Care at that point as another point of consistency, man.
Yeah, y'all niggas, I told y'all about them niggas with that Homer Simpson beard, gang. Y'all don't play stupid with me now.
Every time I say I'm about to do something, people are waiting for me to fumble. That's probably one of the biggest motivations behind a lot of my raps, is the amount of people that want me to fall or whatever. I think that should be the motivation for most rappers. The further you climb towards the top, the more hands you have on your leg dragging you to the bottom. They just start tugging at you, but, you know, I wear really strong pants, man.
He called me up, man. We had a few drinks.
That nigga did have a bullshit beard.
He was, you know, appreciative of my music. You know, I always been a fan of his music. And we've just been chopping it up since, man. And that's a blessing within itself. So shout out to Drizzy.
Studio shit, we got some shit coming secretly, nigga. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
Secretly, mother.
Yeah, all on this motherfucking dish right here.
Wait, you got two just in case?
Nah, this is my. That's you know what that is.
It's top secret.
It's 2011. Drake is riding high off the success of Thank Me Later and working on recapturing the feeling from So
That nigga
Far
did
Gone.
47, 2011 is crazy.
Toronto to work on his sophomore album, Take Care. While J. Cole gained a new level of respect from the people and a core fan base from dropping Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that CD was real. That was a different time. We was in the era of CDs at that time,
label while working on that
y'all know about
debut
that
single that he could finally present to the world in order to get a date for his debut album. Kendrick Lamar is writing his next project, Section 80, and he's locked in this year, hoping to really make a name for himself. Kendrick and Cole have even been in the studio and working together to the point that a collab album is not only on the table, but there was so much talk about this project that once it was mentioned, they couldn't even do an interview without someone asking about it. Kendrick was actually in the studio when J. Cole recorded his Rise and Shine verse, which ended up on Cole World's Sideline Story. But timing wasn't on either of their sides.
It really wasn't.
Because at the top of 2011, J. Cole is still searching for a hit song. In fact, during All-Star Weekend, there's a moment that Cole felt embarrassed by Jay-Z, and it directly had to do with Drake and his hit-making ability. But let me pause there for just a second. Welcome to Passing of the Crown, a 16-part YouTube series diving into the come-up and the impact of the big three, Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. I'm your host, Jeremy.
Hey, that nigga was really dying for that hit, though, Victor Moan. No cap.
I'm obsessed with the big three, so I decided to put my obsession into something productive for you guys and make this into an actual series. So I've been researching, I've been diving back into their journey, and we're going to do this year by year. If you did miss 2009 or 2010, you can start from the beginning here. And if you've been along for the journey, hit the like button and leave me a comment. And subscribe so you don't miss future years. But let's get back to the story. While Cole had struggled to give the label a song that they felt could market his debut album and build up enough hype for him, Drake already had massive Billboard hits. And keep in mind, this is a time when labels hadn't seen people buy albums just off the strength of a fan base without a big single. Kid Cudi had Day and Night before he sold records.
Day and Night.
B.O.B. had Airplanes and Nothing on You. Drake had Best I Ever Had, Over, Forever, Miss Me, Fancy, Bedrock, and more. And even Wiz Khalifa
niggas
had
ain't doing
massive
this
hit
shit
with Black and Yellow, which was going crazy at this time before his debut album came out. But back
Shout out to this nigga Jeremy,
Drake and Cole were hanging out with their managers, and Jay-Z walked by, and he nodded at Drake. He said, "Yo, give the boy one." As in, yo, give my artist J. Cole a hit song so I can finally release his album that's taking so long to put out. Cole said this was super embarrassing for him and everyone in the room could feel the tension, especially since Drake and Cole had already just done In the Morning, which Jay also convinced him to put on his debut album, even though it was already on Friday Night Lights. Cole said this, if I do a show anywhere in the United States, as soon as In the Morning comes on, it gets the biggest reaction. The label and my management were like, yo,
hit it
you're
in the
stupid if you
morning.
do not put this on the album. It's got more life to it. You have an entire audience that tells you that this is the song that
was a
moves them,
banger
so
too, though.
why not give it to the rest of the world?
Don't forget.
Same logic as Lights, Please. How could you deny the rest of the world that song? In terms of their friendship, though, Cole said this, I met Drake in LA through Chase and Cash. That was during the No ID sessions, my first time working on the album, like 2 years ago. But it takes time to build that relationship. It ain't right away. It takes time, and now I can honestly say that he's my friend. But Cole's whole creative mindset was messed up because everything he did led back to, is this a hit? He even said he was overthinking things to the point where he was looking at, is this a hit snare drum or is this kick a hit? Every creative decision came back to, is this going to make a hit song so I can finally release my album?
It's a lot of pressure, bro.
Kendrick appeared on the XXL freshman cover this year. Even though he
at
didn't
this
get
point,
to take
world,
Cole's
I'm
spot
gonna
from
lie.
the year prior,
Hold on.
he shot
Shut up,
lines in the
shut up,
cypher
Jeremy.
and definitely
Let me let y'all know. At this point in the game, world, we already out of there in our head. Mind you, what I was doing at this time, I think I was on tour with probably Tech Nine and all them niggas at this time. Yeah, I think I was on the road with Tech. Or I probably wasn't. I was getting ready to go on the road with Tech at this time. 2011. Damn. So wait, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I was out of high school for like 4 years before shit got cracked. Oh my God, that's actually crazy. I was like out of high school a couple years. No, actually, when we was in high school, we was already building them, like, niggas was building emotion in the city, actually. But during this time, yeah, in our head, like, we was out of there. Like, honestly, Q picking up steam, Soul picking up steam. Like, the whole TDE is going crazy. Like, all these niggas on here, we was, that nigga Lil Twist. Is that Lil Twist? That ain't no Lil Twist. That's like, who the fuck is that? Lil Twist was on the cover. That is crazy fire. You know why it's crazy that Twist was on there? Because I think Twist is about to have a good run, like, for what he's doing right now. Damn, this was a good list. Look at Meek Mill, a beardless Meek Mill. This was a good list right here, honestly. This is one of my favorites of all the lists they had. Damn.
Got a lot more attention as someone to keep an eye out for. It was finally clear to people that Kendrick was next up.
These lists was when they really meant something. And the year prior to that was a good one. I liked the one with Kodak on there. I think the one with Q and them niggas was on there. That was a good one. They had a couple good lists on there.
XXL, you already know that's an incredible magazine and it's known worldwide. So what I think it does is
do these motherfucking do the XXL magazine, do the freshman list hold any type of weight or credibility these days, chat?
furthers the music more. I mean, everybody don't know Kendrick Lamar. So the people that know XXL magazine, when they flip that page or open that front cover, they're gonna be like, yo, let's go check him out. Google his name, and then they hear the good music and want to ride with it. So just expands it more, you know what I mean? Shout out to XXL for having me, you know what I mean? It's much love.
Meanwhile, Drake was in a creative groove making his album Take Care. He was even giving out Lucy's for free on his October's very own blog. In March, he dropped Dreams Money Can Buy, Free Spirit with Rick Ross, Club Paradise, which is my favorite Drake song of all time. Let me know yours in the comments. And Trust Issues, which was even remixed by Justin Bieber.
Okay, so after all, okay, it wasn't no motion. All right.
At this point, The Weeknd is just a mysterious voice that's making his way through the blogs, and no one really...
Y'all know what's so crazy? Because at this time of this era, it's so funny, though. This is actually dope because I could go down a lot of memory lane and shit. So at this time, right, I remember we was in Toronto. We was on tour with Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa or some shit at this time. I don't remember who. Or if not, if we wasn't on that tour, we was on a Good Kid, Mad City tour probably. I think it was on a Good Kid, Mad City tour, actually. So we went to Toronto, right? And Weeknd put up. Like, he put up on niggas at this time. At this time in the game, The Weeknd was he was really in his mysterious bag type shit. Like he didn't want niggas to put him on, like to do our vlogs, all kind of shit. Like, which was understandable. It was all a part of his image and shit. But at that time, he connected me with a nigga named what's bruh name? Belly. How many of y'all in the chat heard of Belly? So prior to Belly trying to be start rapping and shit, Belly was like my weed man out there, and I swear to God, shout out my XO niggas. So he tapped me in with Belly. So Belly was like literally like my tree man in Toronto for a long time, like for my first couple runs in Toronto and shit like that. You dig? So shout out Belly. Like I could probably go to let me see if I got this nigga old text, like if we got our old messages in this bitch. I think I still got Breadline. Yeah, I still got it. Yeah. Nigga, this in 2014. Look. This is actually funny. I text the nigga. I'm like, yo, I got your number from Weeknd. We doing this show out there today. Need to get some flowers from you. You feel me? He like, done deal. Where you staying? I sent him the Addy. You feel me? That's hard. So shout out, man. Shout out my nigga Belly. Shout out Belly, bro. He was holding it down.
Really knew what he looked like. Some people even thought the Weeknd was a group, including myself at the time. They just knew his voice.
Oh, that's funny. The nigga number's still the same.
Was really raw and honest. It was a very moody, ethereal
Text him right now.
Felt different than anything else out there. Drake first discovered the Weeknd.
You know the motherfucker. Like that shit was in 2014, world. Ooh, I thought I showed that nigga number. Let me make sure it ain't showing nothing crazy. Yeah. Nigga was mentioning Cash. See, I didn't know who the fuck Cash was at that time. But yeah, that nigga shit still iMessage, bro. He still got the same line. Yeah, shout out to them XO niggas. That nigga brought through like a whole pack for us.
After his manager, Oliver played him some songs outside of his apartment in
Asking for Tree right now.
In the rain, which feels like
we still tied in with them XO niggas, man. You feel me? We on the right side of history.
The perfect setting to listen to The Weeknd's music. Drake said that The Weeknd is one of the greatest artists he had ever heard at that time, and The Weeknd and Drake walking in together.
It wasn't no LA, but it was good though. Like it got good tree out there in Toronto though. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out my nigga Amy. Shout out Lily. I got two of the homegirls out there that's doing it up.
Heavily on the project Take Care. And even Drake wanted to sign Abel to OVO at one point. Here's what he said about
Shout out Exotic 17 too though, man. Shout out to the gang, Exotic 17. I had fell back from the weed shit for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just so I could focus on other shit right now. But the gang's still doing it up. I think my nigga Jack is out there in Thailand right now, building up the brand out there. You know, niggas. So that's why I be laughing at a lot of you niggas, because y'all look at Thailand as some paw shit, but Thailand got a whole community. What's so funny? Even my loctician that said I had got the extensions, her and her husband moved to Thailand. But a lot of y'all niggas think Thailand is just, I don't know why y'all just think of paw shit of Thailand, which is crazy. But Thailand got a thriving cannabis community out there, chat. Like stupid, crazy tree going on out there in Thailand, like up in Thailand, Barcelona, Germany, just all these like Spain, like all these spots out there in Europe is like really, really growing for the cannabis community and shit like that.
The only person I really wrote with is Abel. We have a bond.
Yeah, that nigga out there feeding elephants and shit.
Is like a euphoric feeling. There are a lot of records that we collaborated on. He provided background vocals on Camera / Good Ones Go and The Ride. He featured on Crew.
You got booked in Canada? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of niggas be playing with Canada like it's like straight scary niggas or poop butt niggas out there from how we learned about Canada in America. We was taught that you could leave the doors open, there's no violence, no crime. I remember when I was in Toronto with my nigga, with the gang and shit, my nigga Slim, he had a tree man that put up, or whatever the case. I didn't have no use for the nigga. I had stupid tree already, so the tree man pulled up and they talking, him and Slim talking. We all up in my room. We all smoking the shit. And the nigga like, yeah, we can go hit this bar up. It's cracking, whatever the case. But I want y'all to, like, it be, like, I'm thinking he a jank. I'm reading it as a jank. I'm just going to go show this nigga that it's a jank, whatever the case. But we went to this bar. Why? Tell me why a nigga just died in that motherfucker like a couple hours before, bro. Like, I'm like, it was like some weed bar shit, whatever. But all I like to say, Toronto it's not everybody scary in Toronto. We got gangsters out there for sure.
Love, and he co-wrote Shot for Me and Practice, some of which was initially supposed to go on his debut, House of Balloons. Crew Love had already included Abel's hook and had a verse on it when Drake heard it.
True Love was a song that I actually heard for the first time when I was on the Moment for Life video set with Nicki Minaj. One of my friends played me this song. At the time, we were just building our relationship with The Weeknd. It was a song that he had, the hook and his verse was done already. I was like, yo, this song is brilliant. I mean, listen to the way it starts and what he's saying and the sentiment. That's where I'm at in my life. I mean, they're loving the crew. It's not just about me, it's about The Weeknd. It's about Nico. It's about my cousin Ryan. They love all of us. Everybody that I travel with on a day-to-day basis are such great people that, girls always come to me and they say, oh my God, I love your friends.
Rico, and what's the other one called? Nico. Yeah, sorry. Nico, come in the VIP. There's 7 girls here. They love you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's some interviews of Drake talking about what that album meant to him, how he was feeling about life, and what the process was like making it.
Drake isn't just me, Drake is really me and 40. We are Drake. We're almost like a group, I'd say. Like, I'll say to him, oh man, I was up last night listening to so-and-so, and just
y'all gotta watch niggas like that. We are Drake.
That feeling. The conversation usually leads to 40 making a beat. I usually write the song right there. Usually start
Wait, y'all
with the
saying
verse,
Drake got a nose
sometimes
job?
The hook or melody will come to me first, and then we just start building and building. What really inspired me for this project actually was Jamie's Scott mix album. I love XX. I'm a big fan of all their music. He makes these choices, man, to utilize elements that are credible as far as soulful, and then fuses it with his sound, which is it's almost like the most beautiful balance I've ever heard. Like, if we do go on to sell whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is, selling that amount of records and truly making a project that I wanted to make front to back. I want people to really feel like I knew Drake while he was on this earth. I know everything about him. There were no secrets. There was nothing that he hid, no feelings that he concealed.
Oh my God.
I guess in 5 years, hopefully I have a couple.
What the fuck? I didn't know bro got a nose job, homie. Wait a minute. I don't think bro got no nose. Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Hips and you inject it into the butt. So is Drake a BBL baddie? I think it's very unlikely because I don't think he has enough fat to harvest to inject into his rear end. How about a nose job? We'll take a look at this photo when he was much younger and this more recent one, and his nose does look a little bit thinner. But if you look more closely at these photos, and that change is not very obvious. So if Drake had a nose job, it was very subtle. If I had to guess, I'd say probably no nose job. But how about fake abs? Is his six-pack due to...
That nigga trying to bone Drake. Bruh. So that's what y'all telling me. That's what
this shower filter that. Everybody, including Rick Ross and Metro Boomin, are speculating that Drake has had plastic surgery. Did he have a BBL, a nose job, fake?
That's crazy. See, I don't know. I think it's just when he had the Homer Simpson beard, it just looked strange. That's wild, though. Bro, I wanted to know. This is all news to me. What the fuck?
But I would like for them to say, I remember that moment when I wasn't
shit
sure
hard.
what
I
was
did
gonna
not
happen,
know.
And Drake delivered an album that served a purpose
Who
in my life.
knows?
That's all I really asked for.
So how's the new album?
It's great. I'm really excited
What
about
the
it.
fuck?
Just trying out different things, different
Do you
sounds.
smell what the rock?
We're all in a really great place in our lives, just as a team. The team's coming together. We got
that's crazy.
40's doing really well. We got new additions. We just sort of have this affiliation with The Weeknd. So it's really great. He's on the album a bunch, and I'm excited about it just for people to hear the evolution of the music.
More singing, less rapping, less singing, more rapping.
Whatever, I mean, when I sing, they tell me to rap, and when I rap, they tell me they want to hear some more melody. So, it's you can't please everybody all the time, but I'm just having fun, just making music. I feel like
The last 2 songs have been pretty emo, honest, open. Do you feel like you're gonna stick to that? I know, it's a silly word for it. Do you feel like you're stick to that for the rest of the album, or
I mean,
whatever you feel?
I only really know how to do one thing. You know, I don't know how to like make generic songs about like the struggle or like things that aren't about me. You know, I just know how to make songs about me. So, you know, if that's like emo or like emotional, then I guess, yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. I mean, I just make songs about my life because if you want me to be honest with you, like that's the best way I know how, like the things I've experienced and the things I've lived. So, that's what I like to do, man.
It's June 16th, 2011 in Toronto. Drake and Kendrick are about to meet for the first time. The whole meeting was documented on Kendrick's Buried Alive interlude, which was placed on Drake's Take Care album. But back to that in a second. Kendrick has a show in Toronto, and Drake, who was already a fan of his music, calls him up and tells him to come hang out. Kendrick was surprised that Drake followed
What'd he
through with his
say?
invite.
Mediocre music. Why did he say that and make like mediocre music about the struggle? That's how you know he ain't come from no struggle.
Like emotional, then I can.
You stick to that for the rest of the album, or?
I mean, I only really know how to do one thing. You know, I don't know how to like make generic songs about like the struggle or like
generic.
Things that aren't
Okay.
about me. You know, I just know how to make songs about me. So, you know, if that's like emo or like emotional, then I guess, yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. I mean, I just make songs about my life because if you want me to be honest with you, like
that's a sneak diss. Just so y'all know, that was a sneak diss. I'm not trying to make generic songs.
I mean, I just make songs about my life because if you want me to be honest with you, like that's the best way I know how, like the things I've experienced and the things I've lived. So, that's what I like to do, man.
It's June 16th, 2011 in Toronto. Drake and Kendrick are about to meet for the first time. The whole meeting was documented on Kendrick's Buried Alive interlude, which was placed on
that's
Drake's
when
Take Care
everybody.
album.
That's what I'm trying to tell
Back
you
to that
though.
in a second. Kendrick has a show in Toronto, and Drake, who was already a fan of his music, calls him up and tells him to come hang out. Kendrick was surprised that Drake followed through with his invite, and the two chopped it up about life, where they were trying to go, and the music industry.
No, I sat down with Drake in Toronto a while back when I did my first show out there. He called me up, and we had a few drinks, and, you know, he always said he was you know, appreciative of my music. You know, I've always been a fan of his music. And we've just been chopping it up since, man, and that's a blessing within itself, so shout out to Tristan.
On the song, Kendrick talks about finding out that Drake is the same age as him and being jealous of Drake's spot in the game and his already enormous success. He said, meeting a person that's the same age as you and that moment of him pulling up in a Maybach and 40 pulling up with no doors, at that moment you want that. You go back to this mind state where materialistic things is something that you want in your life. The moment I seen that and how young he was put me back in that space. No matter how much you try to fight it, at the end of the day, we're all human. And that's what I think that's why they F with me the most, because I put that in my music, that I'm just a human being like everyone else trying to figure things out. Even with Drake, he told me thank you, but he also said the description I painted was something we haven't heard in our generation in a while. I thought that was a dope compliment. Kendrick even said it felt like the initiation, meaning that meeting with someone who was already a superstar status from his generation felt like him being able to see a new level of fame, money, and power, and also insight into what that brings with it. Drake had put out Thank Me Later and sold almost 500,000 copies first week. He had features from Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, T.I., and more on his debut album and production from Kanye. He had opened for Jay-Z on some tour stops and was considered to be
probably
the
got a
next
new
up by those
grill too, though,
predecessors.
chat.
He had hit records and was clearly living the life from the cars to the women, even dating Rihanna, which Kendrick references on that song. But
yeah,
Drake
that don't
and
look
Kendrick
like
were
the same nose,
age, so
though.
K-Dot
But he's
was looking at
smiling,
Drizzy
though.
like,
That
"Damn,
motherfucker just
I
probably
wanna be
dance
where
when he
you're at."
smiles.
Ironically, that meeting and talking about it in the song and their relationship actually helped propel Kendrick to the next level and to a new audience. It ended up on Drake's album in 2011, and Drake didn't even add a verse to it. He just left it as is, with K-Dot rapping and describing Drake's lifestyle.
Kendrick Lamar says something on my album that rings so true, which is that women are the tastemakers for the music that we make.
We talk casually about the industry and how the women be the tastemakers for the shit we making.
Women buy records and women fall.
Damn, that Society hoodie. How many of y'all know about that Society hoodie? The Society brand. It was Backward Society, actually. This shit right here. So they had Society spelled backwards, but you know, meaning for Backward Society, whatever the case. I fucked with that brand. They had some good threads.
The industry and how
like when I see this brand, like when I see this, like it just made me think of this era of 2011 era and shit.
the women be the tastemakers for the shit we making.
Women buy records and women fall in love with music and listen to it when they fall asleep, and it moves them. And I have this fascination with getting into the minds of women and truly letting them know how I think as a man and letting them know how I view them as women. That should appeal to men as well. It's my opinion.
But one thing that is clear on that song is that Kendrick feels the pressure with his words. Feels the pressure to use his words for a greater purpose, and it was clear that that moment made him reflect on a lot of things. Drake was also putting pressure on some of the people that he looked up to this year. At the time, Jay-Z and Kanye linked up to make Watch the Throne, but what a lot of people don't remember is that it was partially inspired by Drake's run.
And we will be able to make the music that we make. Me and Ho would have never made Watch the Throne if this nigga wanna put pressure on us like that.
And Drake's pressure was real from the hype, but he was also doing it on the songs. On May 20th, he featured on DJ Khaled's I'm On One, where he rapped, "I'm feeling like the throne is for the taking, watch me take it." At that point, Watch the Throne had been announced, so this line could have been a direct competitive jab at the two. And on Dream's Money Can Buy, he even raps, "Food from India, she and Charlotte Olympias. We talked music for hours, she never mentioned ya. Can't tell you how much I love when dudes think they got it." And I love the fact that line made him think about it. YMCMB, these dudes make it so hard to be friendly when I know part of it's envy. Trying to fill the shoes, so far these are empty. I take them off in the house because the throw carpets are Fendi. A lot of people saw this as a potential jab at Kanye or Jay, and even that line, I love the fact that line made him think about it. You at least are thinking about who he's talking about in that moment. But let me know what you think about those bars. But Drake actually denied that this was a specific bar at anyone, and he also denied
not catch flight, I'ma be direct, nigga.
Specific bar about Jay-Z and Kanye. He actually said in this interview with Complex earlier that year that he disliked when rappers don't own up to their bars when they're dissing someone. He basically said, we all can hear bars, we're all rappers, we all know what you're saying. If you talk about somebody, make sure you own up to it if asked about it. And he basically said, I was just saying the throne. This wasn't specifically at Jay-Z and Kanye. And he also said that those bars on Dreams Money Can Buy weren't specific bars about anyone in particular, but they were more general bars to everyone. When asked about the throne bar, he said, well, now the word throne is automatically a shot. It's just like when I say the word boy, now everyone thinks like, oh man, that's a Big Sean diss. No, it's not. I guess when a word is associated with somebody, it's automatically like that's a diss. Then it's interesting he mentions Pusha T, who people were thinking threw some jabs at him on a remix of his song Dreams.
I know all this.
This is what Drake said. And with the Pusha thing, I don't hear him diss me. I really listened to it one time, and I didn't really hear enough to be like, oh man. Plus, you use my beat and you use my flow, so if you're going to diss me, you can't do that. But I don't think it was.
That's a backhanded.
Still couldn't save them. Better chance
backhanded
snowball hitting Satan. Rappers on they sophomores acting like they boss lords. Fame such a funny thing for sure. When niggas start believing all them encores, I'm just the one that sends you off, bonjour.
Which is interesting considering how that situation went. When speaking about my favorite rappers either lost it or they ain't alive, he said,
It's been a lot of smoke brewing in the shadows.
Like, do I really rap better than this guy that I look up to? What happened? Did something change? I won't even say names, just based off the fact that it wasn't meant to. It could be anybody.
It's
you
been
put your top
smoke
5
in the
there,
shadows.
you ask yourself, are they still going as hard as they were? Or did something change in our ears and our minds? I don't know. And just me kind of realizing, like, damn, has it really been that long? Do my favorite rappers...
Chat, this is 2011, bruh.
Really have like 1 or 2 albums left before it's time to call it quits, or it gets awkward because they are rapping at a certain age about shit that isn't relatable, which is interesting if you know what he later thought about Jay-Z's music not being relatable on Magna Carta. This kind of makes sense as a potential Jay or Kanye jab, or both. Here was Drake's reaction to hearing Watch the Throne. He said, with Jay and with Watch the Throne, I'm so glad that it came out. As artists, we all need extra motivation, and I feel like in these last 30 days, that album is going to make me go 10 times harder from just, you know, hearing all the bars and all the sounds. Drake also said in that same interview that he wonders if he'll even be rapping after 30, which is interesting. Speaking of Kanye and Jay-Z, J. Cole finally found his hit song. One day while listening to Ye's College Dropout in his
chat, what was the hit song?
Hotel room, J. Cole heard one specific note from the instrumental, and he knew he had found gold. He looped the sample from Kanye's Workout Plan and made what would finally become his big hit. The song that would officially get him his album release date. And while Workout let down some of his core fan base at the time, and Nas.
It goes up to some of my fans. I've seen the comments like, man, why didn't you come out with a real record where you was really rapping hard as your first single? My man, that's called Who That? That last year. It didn't work.
It did end up charting number 13 on the Billboard charts and going to number 1 on the US Rhythmic Airplay charts, and eventually going 2 times platinum. Ironically, while Cole had been stressing over his single, Kendrick's first single was actually produced by J. Cole, and he had had that beat for a long
High
time.
Power.
Section 80.
Ooh.
Trending topic on Twitter, man. How you feel about that?
Worldwide, man. It feels
Is that Dave?
I've been developing that song for a second, man, trying to make sure it shocked the world the way I heard it in my
That's
head.
another. Hey, listen. Listen, this is why Dot is dope. That nigga say, I've been working on that song for a second, trying to make sure it shocked the world.
Second, man, trying to make sure it shocked the world.
You see how he put emphasis on shock the world? That was just him giving like a, what they call that shit? He had another, well, that was the other record they made. It was titled Shock the World. What's the word? What? Not a clue. I'm guaranteed I was there at this event. Like, it was, at this time of the game, we didn't go nowhere without the game, bro. Like, if I'm being real with you. We didn't start going places separate and shit like that until 20, I say, yeah, niggas start getting busy and shit, like for real, and not really going. I think we start getting, this shit start being regular to niggas at that point, man. Like for real. Ha, the streets, man. What the fuck are you talking about? The streets said I be capping. About what? What the fuck are you talking about?
The way I heard it in my head when I was writing it, and it did. You know what I mean? J. Cole, shout out to J. Cole for blessing me with that monster beat. Just waiting, I'm ready now to drop this project, Section 80. That's the first lead single on it, and I'm working.
High Power, the first single for Section 80,
Here
was
you
one
go.
of the first beats that J. Cole had showed Kendrick a year prior. But High Power was more than just a song to Kendrick. It was a lifestyle.
It's the Shock the
It was
World
a
record.
movement.
I played that before.
It meant everything to him.
Yeah, what's poppin'? It's Kendrick Lamar.
That's why that nigga was dope for that.
Chuck Dizzle, Miss Bliss, Head, Homegrown Regular. Y'all better tune in. It's LA, support it.
Oh, that was Keen. Hold on. Wait. The Keem ain't in this motherfucker. Keem don't got no goddamn Twitch account. Let me see. As far as I remember, Keem was trying to stream on Kick. What the fuck? Nigga, get your ass out of here. Where Keem at? Oh, that nigga ain't in here, man. Y'all lying on this nigga. Whatever. I don't see color.
When I thought of High Power, I wanted to make
Sean Harris. I never seen the car you claim to drive. Well, shit. I seen it. You just ain't inside it. What the fuck are you talking about? What car I say I got?
it
What the
where
fuck?
it means we stand above all the bullshit that's going on in the world. Everything that everybody's feeding us from the time we was born all the way up to now. You know, because at the end of the day, everything that we was taught in school always been to have truth in the world in general. So I'm trying to start my generation on a whole new stepping stone and a whole new set of truth. And eventually we'll learn from each other. I don't have all the answers. So when I did the song High Power, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a genuine person trying to search and figure out what's going on and trying to understand my history and where I come from. You know, so.
Nigga said he ain't seen a Mozzie.
It's deeper than what I actually
Bruh.
wrote upon.
Now, even in the beginning of the video, and we can run the song right after this, but in the beginning of the video, you said something about having a vision of Tupac or having a dream. Can you
Yeah.
kind of elaborate on that?
It's a true story, actually. You know one of them things when you're real delirious in your sleep, and it's a real situation where I was asleep one night, man, and his blur like a silhouette, and he basically said, "Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let my music die." Shit scared the shit out of me.
Straight up.
Real shit. Just off the fact that prior to that, the day before, my mom was bringing up, you know, you and Tupac, y'all like days apart, y'all birthdays. And I never knew that shit. It was some wild shit. Once he said that shit, and I'm really big on shit like that, spiritual shit like that. Somebody comes in your dream and it relays a message.
You gotta listen.
You gotta listen to it.
And not only to Kendrick, it meant a lot to his core fan base. The people that were showing up to shows and supporting the music, they believed in this message as well. It was a group of like-minded people from a generation coming together as one. Everybody put 3 fingers in the air. Unlike his contemporaries who dropped Friday Night Lights and So Far Gone, the projects that really helped solidify them as next up.
Hey,
Kendrick
Victim
decided to
on,
drop
you
Section
are
80 as an
funny.
album for purchase. FNL and So Far Gone were both free downloads. Part of that, of course, was due to samples, but
Or
it
Anthony
was an
Mackie
interesting
is
decision
crazy.
still for Kendrick to do that. The project debuted at #1 on the iTunes rap charts, and it's funny because there's always this debate about what Kendrick's debut album is, what Section 80 is considered.
Section 80 ain't no-
label, the studio,
that's not his
the
debut,
indie
bro.
Debuts, all of this stuff. But here's how Kendrick described that project at the time.
What's next for you as a solo?
Kev, you fucking rat!
It's the debut album, you know.
The official debut album.
The official debut album. When I went into Section 80, I wanted that to be a solidify as a warm up for what I really.
Yeah, I don't know why
That's a
niggas
hell of a warm-up,
was.
son.
Yeah, so once
I don't know why niggas was calling Section 80 a debut album, bro. Like that's just how good the project was. You feel me? Which I understand, but we never looked at that like a debut album. I still remember Top convincing us to sell that album on iTunes. Like I never forget that. Was it Section 80? Or was it the Kendrick Lamar? It was the Kendrick Lamar. It was way before Section 80 actually. The Kendrick Lamar shit, whenever that was, that right there, we had a big ass back and forth with Top trying to because we just trying to put the shit out and just give it away for free. But Top taught us that. I learned a lot from that moment, to be honest with y'all. Top taught us that if you feel this is valuable, you gotta put value. Well, if you feel this is what it is, you gotta put value on it, man. You gotta put a price for it. Like niggas is going, if they fuck with it, they'll buy it. Simple as that. Because we knew it was that good, but it was a lot of convincing it took to for us to sell that project. Like that's a fact. You know, Top be coming with all these analogies and shit. He like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get the analogies that nigga be giving. Like he's like, yeah, man, like basically good dope sell itself type shit. Like you get what I'm saying? Good dope sell itself. So that's what the analogy to sum it all up. That was basically the analogy he was yo, Victim on, you already know. So he gave us the good dope sell itself, my nigga. If y'all believe in this dope, it's gonna sell. And granted, we ain't stopped since. From that moment, we start selling all our projects
once
on
the debut
iTunes.
come out, everybody can get the whole collection and really know
Do you
who
have-
Kendrick Lamar is.
Everyone's being hella secretive with album titles as of late. Are you one of those guys?
I'm up in the air right now. I got an idea.
You got an idea?
What I want to call it, but I want to get the music first. And,
Right. How far are you into recording? Have you started?
I have so much material, man. I just keep.
And that's so crazy though, right? Because he was right, and he was kind of lying to that nigga too though, because he was already at this point of the game, like he was already working on his album right there. Like I remember him doing the skits. Like I think I got old ass skits from the album from back in the day, like before the official shit. I wonder if I could. Let me see if I can find one. I gotta probably go on my hard drive if anything, but hell yeah, that nigga had that idea for a minute. Let me see. Good kid, mad titties. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Let me see if they're gonna have a skit on here. Oh, that's bitch, don't kill my vibe. I'm about to try to find one of those little skits or something. Let me see. No Let me scrub through these.
The negatives will follow you whether you are.
Oh, here it go. Look. Here go an old skit right here, bro. Here go one of the old skits off the Good Kid, Mad City, like one of the first skits this nigga did. Hold on. Look at the hook. Let me get the hook. This animal's going.
No emotions, no fear. Pray that God's here. You could be a little more cautious, like walking outside your house without any arson. Murder, bloody murder, herder. Compton teenagers ready to aim and serve ya. This ain't the safest of places to raise your children and chill. This is the city of Satan. Bacon high, you won't get killed. Bacon high, you won't get killed. 16, 17-year-olds, colder than the open window in Illinois. Noises from the Grim Reaper poisons the minds of yours and mine. The more confined, more bodies on the slab. Shot from a chopper, stabbed 24 times in the abs. That should be a permanent nap. Sleep deep, eternal. Turn on TV, you can see a TG crippin' crazy. Try to kill him, but he murdered the lady. Now Miss Daisy, push up daisies, cradle to the grave. And our summers be so hot, you can find Satan in the shade, running from a tan or maybe a black van, pulling up with doors that can slide both ways. I always look both ways when I cross avenues. Fuck a car, you can get hit from a clip if a blood or a crip is mad at you. Walk around with the right attitude. You ain't with the business, make that decision right now. If you down, then yeah, it's gonna go down. Fuck a 4 pound, no handgun, big drum like Centennial marching. Cross the line and go out the margin. Park the car, then hop out, walk the dog down the block till they hear bitches barking. Murder, murder. Compton teenagers ready to aim and serve ya. This ain't the safest of places to raise your children and chill.
Let me hear y'all. Let y'all hear that.
Bacon high, you won't get killed. Bacon high, you won't get killed.
Serve ya. This ain't the safest of places to raise your children and chill.
This is the city of Satan. Bacon high, you won't get killed. Bacon high, you won't get killed.
Yeah, you heard all that shooting last night? Yeah. Be around that corner. Don't be around that corner, you get your ass shot up.
Yeah, I was around that corner.
I think I got a shout out in this song. Hold on.
The way of life around here, you don't. Niggas celebrate her retaliation.
I think I got the shout out on this one.
Your little brother hand, future husband, but we don't give a fuck. That's the way of life around here. You duck or die tonight. Is that blood on the curb? Oh yes, sir. One of your homies just got served. Pierced through his skin, then went through hers. Double homicide. Give me high five.
See me do that shit, nigga. See me put that work in. See me noodle that, nigga.
Hey, tell Mac come to the set. We in the hood right now, blood on block. Niggas celebrate her retaliation. Beef cook, they put her through aprons and chef to death with finesse in and out like animals down fries. These animals don't cry, no emotion.
Oh my God. Alright. But yeah, I got a couple records from the first installment of the Good Kid, Mad Cities, man. Good Kid, Mad City shit. It's really got some of my favorite records, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Some of my favorite records. Then we got that, but you know.
How far are you into recording? Have you started?
I have so much material, man. I just keep.
You probably got stuff in the can, huh?
Yeah. I have probably like 70%.
And in terms of his features, he wanted everything to be organic.
A nigga say, turns out, notice A-Mac wasn't in the hood when it was going down because I was outside already sliding. Niggas had to call me back, nigga. Niggas had to call me back. I'm already outside. You ain't hearing the story, nigga? You not hearing this story.
Hey, tell A-Mac come to the set. We in the hood right now, blood on block. Niggas celebrate over retaliation.
They celebrating over my retaliation, nigga. Think. Won't you think? I'm already outside, nigga. I'm already outside sliding on shit, nigga. Nigga. Where you niggas from? from, nigga? Where you niggas from? Nigga? Fa. Where you niggas from? Tell AIM to come back to the hood, bloody, yeah. Where you niggas from? Nigga? I'm about to be, I'm on my way back, nigga. I'm on my way back, nigga. Don't ever forget.
Stance on that. Who do you want to get on the album? Or you
Word.
go dolo on it, or
I really want to go dolo on it because I really want to get the full story out, you know, and make it make sense. If I do a feature, it has to make 100% the best sense in the world, you know. I don't really want to force nothing. Well, all of my music, you know, I don't like to force. Even the features I do within my camp,
right?
Them features have to make sense with me. I can't just do it just because Schoolboy Q, you the homie, and J-Rock, you the homie, Ab, you the homie.
Right.
You have to be organic.
You know what's so crazy though, chat? Like me hearing him say that right there, that nigga did 2 songs for me. I didn't know. I forgot. Because I didn't know he did that other feature for me until I was going through my archives. I'll probably play it later. I probably played it before.
5,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 113 on the US Billboard 200. Kendrick had become hip-hop's new golden child. His album Section 80 came out July 2nd, 2011 to an immediate response of praise from the rap community.
I didn't do drugs when I was a kid.
Kendrick got passed the torch from Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, The Game.
I didn't smoke or drink,
West
nigga,
Coast
until like
hip-hop
20.
torch being passed from the legends to Kendrick live
23.
on stage. And this was all before Good Kid, Mad City came out. Kendrick actually didn't even know this was going to happen, so the reaction you see is genuine from Kendrick, which is really dope to see.
Recently on stage, now is this true or not? You know, I heard that Snoop passed the torch to you, saying like you got the juice now.
Yeah, I had a show at the Music Box in LA. I didn't even know these cats was there. It was the end of the show, and I performed like
that was
last
a dope.
second of
That
last
was a dope
song,
feeling that day.
I look back and Snoop walk on stage.
Yeah, we got a clip from that.
Yeah,
I'll set you up.
Come on.
All right.
Where I'm at, there I'm flamed up as usual, big bumped and shit, blah.
It's a beautiful thing, my nigga. You great at what you do. You ain't good at what you do. You great at what you do. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean this. You got the torch, nigga. You better run with that. It's yours.
See, I've been had my phone out, bro. I don't know what I did with this footage though. It was some great footage. I used to upload all the footage straight to YouTube. I just didn't, at this time, I literally didn't even understand how dope YouTube was at this time, bro. I was just hoarding footage for real. You would never find that song, gang. It's over with. Oh, I was smoking right here. Damn, I've been smoking dope for a long time. Damn. I used to be really on bullshit. I'm looking at my whole get up.
Dr. Dre blood, he passed it to Snoop. Snoop passed it to Game. Pac resting in peace, so it's easy. Motherfucker J-Rock doing his thing, glad it's missing. I hate when niggas say that the West Coast ain't popping. Nigga, we the West, nigga. Before it was Kendrick Lamar, it was K-Dot. Before it was K-Dot, it was just a little nigga with a cool haircut that could rap his fucking ass off. You see, one thing me and this little nigga got confident. I mean, yeah, one thing we got confident is confident, nigga.
He called it a top 3 moment in his life at the time. But also he said he felt the pressure and the weight to carry the West Coast into its new
Yeah, soldiers walking around.
Man, knowing where I come from. I mean, it's a lot of respect, people calling me that. It's also a big shoe to fill when you look at people like Tupac, Snoop, Drake. That's a legacy I gotta withhold, you know what I mean? I can't let them down. Or that's to be weak on
This
me.
nigga ill, bruh.
What I stand for.
Dr. Dre had initially taken notice of Kendrick with the song Ignorance is Bliss. Paul Rosenberg, who is Eminem's manager, reached out to Dre and told him he had to check out this kid named Kendrick. Although, like we know now, Cole probably played a role in that as well. Dre even went on the radio and gave Kendrick a huge cosign, which clearly meant a lot in LA. And eventually Kendrick signed to Aftermath after rumors circulating all year. Now Drake had Wayne, Cole had Jay, and Kendrick had Dre. The torch had officially been passed on to the next generation of hip-hop superstars. On his first day in the studio with Dr. Dre, this is what Kendrick had to say.
Right.
First day you went in the studio with him.
First day.
Y'all know some crazy shit. Let me give y'all another bar right here. I remember like when all this shit was happening, right? Dr. Dre brought that nigga, he bought Kate out a Audi S7. Fly shit, black. Stupid shit, right? So what's crazy is a couple years after Doc got the car, you know, whatever the case, you feel me? K-Dot gave me that motherfucker. So basically, I got a car from Doc Dre, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I got my first Audi from K-Dot, which he got from Dr. Dre. And I ended up crashing that motherfucker. That's facts, nigga. That's facts. So I got my Audi, boom, bow. Then after that, that's when I went and got my Mozzie right on the follow-up. Dipped that motherfucker in pearl. No cap. All truth in the details.
You, man, what was that like? What went through your mind?
RS7 is fire. Nigga got a RS7 at the Seattle crib, though. You feel me? Nigga got a RS7 over there. You feel me? So I had one down here in LA, and I got one in Seattle. You feel me? But I'm thinking about getting me another Audi. I'm about to get a Audi truck though. I might get the RS. What is it? What was I looking at? The Audi SQ8. So it's a RSQ8. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at that SQ8, bruh. That RSQ8. Excuse me. However the fuck. That's what I'm looking at now, though. I might grab one of those next year or some shit.
Fine. How did I know your heart was pumping?
You know what's crazy?
Funny is, niggas got one of those at the Seattle crib, too.
I thought I would be nervous as hell. But I walked in that studio, and I was ready, like 100% ready. He greeted me like a genuine regular cat, you know what I mean? And made me feel comfortable. Me and my dude Dave was in there. And I felt like, damn, I'm going to be nervous when he send me up in the booth. And I probably can't perform like I usually do. But as soon as he said, bam, this the beat, this the vibe, go ahead and do you. Be creative if you want. I went in there and went for self, man.
Yeah. It feels crazy, I mean, because like I said, I've been listening to Drake NWA since I was 2. My pops put me on it. I mean, in Compton, telling me this the music you need to listen to.
I'm really a Compton nigga. That is so tight. Like, I'm really from the city, bro. Like, that is tight to me. Like, I wouldn't want to be from South Central. I'm going to be real. I wouldn't want to be from no other city but Compton. Straight up.
Lifestyle. So fuck with it, and I did, 100%. So when I get in the studio with him, that's all I can think about. All I can think about is old memories of my pops playing this dude to me, and actually be right there to sit with him and him coach my vocals and be a part of Detox. It's amazing.
When I keep talking about how integral
LA Catch a Stray
are to their careers, it's stuff like this. I didn't even know this until doing research for this specific video. Drake was apparently the first person to hear Section 80 in its full capacity before it was released. This is what Kendrick said. Drake reached out, I want to say after I dropped Section 80. He was actually the first person to hear Section 80. I gave it to him that night that we met in Toronto. He was catching a flight somewhere, and I sent it to him through email, and he was just rocking out with it for a minute, really bigging me up on the project, telling me to keep doing what I'm doing, that it's amazing. Probably a week after it dropped, he said, I want to get you on the album. The first time he told me, he said he wanted to get me on a song with The Weeknd, but I don't know if that song actually made the album. And then after that, a few more conversations, and he finally sent me an instrumental and told me to do what I want on it.
I'm not familiar with Motorcycle Clubs for real, outside of what Smack got going.
Probably just sitting on
we did a song for
the
a Motorcycle Club back in the day.
Before it officially dropped, though, Take Care actually leaked online. One thing that's really interesting is that Kendrick's name didn't even appear on the song as a credit. I always thought that was an interesting move at the time, and I actually was curious about it, but here's what Kendrick had to say about that at the time. It's definitely showing one side of things of who I am. I feel there's a lot more they can hear. It's also dope because I don't think my name is actually on the back of the cover. It's a mystique. Who the F is this person on the back of Marvin's Room, which is everyone's favorite song as far as the females I know, and even some dudes. And I think that's dope because once they like it, they're going to go search for it and figure out who's on there, and that's when the buzz will continue to grow. One thing I've learned is that when something is really good and people F with it, they're going to find you regardless. And just to
good dope sell itself.
Show you where both Kendrick and Drake were at when that
Drake was hating. He didn't get a homie the look.
Album dropped. Here's how XXL
I know that.
Things. This is describing Kendrick. The 2011 XXL Freshman has been getting a number of looks this year, from work with Dr. Dre to tracks with Game, Wiz Khalifa, Warren G, and more. Still, Take Care was a chance for K-Dot to get a major level of
Jimmy Swang said, if I start rapping, I will start washing niggas.
Exposure to a large.
My pops has walked me through different parts of LA and Compton on maps over the phone from prison.
Impressive showing on Buried Alive. Others may be thinking,
free you, nigga.
Who is this guy? Speaking of that Game feature, Kendrick killed it, and that to me felt like a bit of a passing of the torch moment.
What? Yeah, rest in peace, Taco Pete, man. That was my shit.
Next up in the lineage under Dr. Dre, before things went sour, gave Kendrick not only a feature, but allowed him to go off on this song, even cutting the instrumental for a bit. This is one of my favorite Kendrick features, but let me know if this is when you first heard of Kendrick, if you had heard of him before, or what your introduction was to Kendrick Lamar. That feature did introduce him to a new audience, but like you saw, Kendrick...
I'm going to tell y'all this. If y'all want to hear some fire raps, y'all niggas got to go listen to No Sleep Till NYC by K-Dot and J-Rock. Like, that's, man, bro...
Gonna be Kendrick regardless. He did have Section 80, a Dr. Dre cosign, and the West Coast passing him the torch. Take Care ended up selling 631,000 copies in its first week and having massive hits on there, like the title track with Rihanna, Oh Yeah Effin' Right with Lil Wayne, The Motto, and Marvin, which I still remember hearing for the first time and is still probably my top 5 Drake songs ever. Drake's song Headlines off of Take Care was a huge moment for him.
Shout out Drake, man.
It charted at number 13.
Niggas can't hate on this nigga for real. Bro did his shit.
A lot of talk within the hip hop world of, is Drake talking too tough? In fact, this was even addressed in that same Complex interview, and he had this to say about the bars, "You gonna make someone around me catch a body like that." He said, "My thing is, the way I utilized it was in the first verse when I say you're gonna make someone around me catch a body like that, that's something you can ask them about. Like I said, I'm ready at all times for anything. I understand how unpredictable this shit is."
In 2027, man, that's around the corner.
Around rap. It was killing off rappers because I'm not going to like, that's not me. But even in the Headlines video, people were like, oh man, Drake's got some hired goons. Those are people I grew up with. The reporter asked all of them, all of those people. That interview centered a lot about how people view Drake as not quote unquote hip hop or being too soft. Again, this is still something that he was dealing with, especially after the release of Take Care. Drake still dealt with a lot of the memes of Drake is so soft, Drake is the type of...
He is soft, nigga!
I remember being on Twitter and there was a lot of those memes still, and this is me being a Drake fan. There were a lot of those memes still about, you know, Drake is the type of guy to fall in love in a strip club. Drake be like this. Drake is so soft that this. Drake is the type of guy
is soft, bro.
So you could tell even he was responding to some of that on the song Lord Knows, where he says, I'm hearing all of the jokes. I know that they're trying to push me. I know that showing emotion don't ever mean I'm a pussy. Know that I don't make music for dudes that don't get pussy. So those are the ones I count on to diss me or overlook me. So it was clearly something that was in Drake's thought process at that time.
Watching how people become super critical now. Better not tell me it never bothers you.
Does it bother me?
Yes.
It's tough, you know, because sometimes I just want people to appreciate it for what it is. Like, hey, here's a song, here's a body of work. It doesn't have to do with, will I ever be this guy or will I ever be...
Once that nigga start wearing that hat like that, that's when you should have known this nigga losing his mind.
Let me make it happen.
Let me get to album number 3. One thing that I saw the most was the tone of the album, that people felt it's more, you know, it's like slow, or I don't know what some of the words, but Rosenberg, our morning show, tweeted something about. It was just like, Drake, this is like the best Sade album I've had. But then blogs picked it up, and
Right,
he
that's
got
like-
worried that
right,
maybe
right,
you
right.
hate him. Maybe you hate him, it's okay.
Nah, man, that's my guy.
If
No.
you hate him, you could say it's
I don't. I definitely don't hate Rosenberg.
The album really solidified Drake's sound and stamped him as someone who wasn't going anywhere. Cole sideline story on September 27th, and while he didn't do Drake numbers, he sold a lot more than almost all of his contemporaries with 218,000 copies first week.
We about to go tune in on Keem after this.
Bought a
We got 2
physical
minutes.
CD and took a picture with a blanket.
Oh my God.
Cold world, cold world.